For anybody who happens to be tuning in, this is going to be a little bit interactive. You may see our IT department kind of walking around helping the council members understand the new way that we will be approaching our city council meetings, city council work sessions, and this will also extend to all of our boards and commissions. So as you can see, everybody's kind of trying to get logged into the new software here. Yeah, we can. Okay.
Is it not pairing?
Yay. Did it that time. Don't touch anything.
Don't touch anything yet? Okay.
Leave it right there. Until you get your instructions. Please. Don't do it.
Yeah.
I never did set a password. It's asking for password. I haven't set one up yet.
Okay, you have to, in your email, you'll have to click the link to activate or confirm your account. And then it'll allow you to set up a password from there.
Is this the iPad asking to save my password or Google? And so I don't.
Yeah, you probably want to say no to that.
Okay.
Because you might not
Yeah,
have the same
right,
iPad.
thanks.
There you go. Your keyboard should work now.
Sorry.
But I've got to get a password. This one.
Got your login and your password, go ahead and log in.
Your email's already been confirmed. Okay, so you're gonna put, No, it didn't let me enter a password.
Okay. Did we just have too many people?
We might have to reset the password.
I don't know how to use this thing.
That won't be good.
Oh, okay.
It can't be.
Did they set them all up?
And it's gonna send it to the email again to do the whole
No, that's right,
process.
because I wasn't on that. I logged in.
Let's see.
That's another.
Know yours works.
No, no, perfect.
I was just in it.
You know,
Set it for a better and a
So you
great deal.
booted you.
It sounds pretty good right now.
Something.
Pretty good. Be patient. Oh, yeah.
First, we're going to watch a video that goes over the navigation of the site once you are logged in. And everybody's logged in, so I will play this for you.
This is a quick overview of the Civic Clerk Board portal. Every user will be provided with their own unique username and temporary password. I have already logged in, so I am on the agendas or the home page. Before we dive into the portal, we will go to the user menu in the top right-hand corner of the page. When you're logged in, your name will appear where my screen says System Admin. Under the user menu, there is an option for account settings. By clicking here, you will have the option to change your password at any time. Once we fill out the 3 fields, we can save our new password to secure our account. The next option on the user menu is Email Preferences. When this option is selected, we will be emailed when new agendas are published to the portal. We can get back to the Agendas page by clicking on the Agendas tab at the bottom of the page. Once you log into the site, this is the page you will see first. The agendas will show up as these cards and will be listed in chronological order with the most recent agenda first as they become available. To access an agenda, we are just going to click on the appropriate card. If we are at a meeting in progress, we will have the option to join the meeting by clicking on the Join Meeting button. Next, we can select if we are present and voting or if we are a present non-voting member. At the top of the page, we have the option to download a PDF version of the agenda or the full agenda packet. If we click on the agenda, we can see it will quickly download. On all PDFs opened in the board portal, we will have the option to annotate the document. If we click on Annotate, we can see various options appear. Here we can add arrows to point at information. We can also highlight or add text boxes. When we save these notes, they will be here next time we open this PDF document. My annotations are only saved to my account, so only I can see them. I'm going to exit out of this agenda so we can see other features available to us. Back on our agenda page, we can see all of the sections and items on the agenda for this meeting. We can find out more information about an item on the agenda by clicking on the name of the item. Once on the item page, we can see some basic information about the item at the top of the page, such as who created it, the department, and the recommended action. We also see an attachment list. If we were to click on any one of these attachments, they will open in the PDF annotator just like when we open the agenda. We can see if there are any speakers listed on the right. At the bottom of the page, we have a notes field. Here we can add any private notes. This field is helpful to add any comments or questions that you have regarding an item. If we add a quick note, we will see this page auto-saves as we add content, so no need to find and click Save. At any point, we can go back to the agenda by clicking on the Agenda Details button at the top. Another function available on this page is the flyout menu. By clicking on the 3 dots next to any section or item, we can see there are a few options for this item. Here we can see if there are any speakers listed. We can also see if there are any attachments on this item, or we can click on Review. By clicking on this option, we'll be brought back to the Item Details page. At the bottom of this page, you will see we can quickly navigate to the previous or next item. You also have the ability to star or favorite an item. This is useful to help remember particular items. If we go back to our Agenda Details page, we will see that item has been starred. If you do enter notes, you will have quick access to all of these notes by clicking on the Notes tab at the bottom of the page. We will then click on the agenda card to see all of the notes for that particular meeting. You can then click on the note to quickly jump to that Item Details page. That is all we have to cover in this video. If you have any questions, please reach out to one of your administrators for further assistance.
What I would like to do next is go through an entire agenda. We've recreated the packet from the last meeting. Everybody should have that agenda in front of them once we get logged in.
On your screens, it's the 2024-422 City Council meeting sample. So basically, if you go into that one, it's our agenda of what she just now went through. We're going to kind of walk you through what you all can be doing within there.
When you get to the login screen, you're going to have a list of all the agendas that you have available to you. They will be there as long as you're a council member. We won't archive these. They will stay in rotation. So if it gets busy, you can search by meeting name or a date range. And it'll narrow that selection down for you. I'm sorry?
It won't just come out newest to oldest?
They will.
They will, okay.
But if you wanted to refer back to an older agenda without searching, you would be able to filter it. So when you select your agenda you wish to go to, you're going to come to this screen. And as they said, if you select an option, you'll be able to see the documents for that option if you open the attachments. You'll be able to select what type of view you wish. You can rotate it. If it's, say, there's a map that's not straight, we can straighten it up. If you need to search for a word in a document, if it's searchable, it will pull those results for you. This could be good in ordinances and bills and contracts. You can annotate. You can insert arrows, lines, boxes, circles. You can write with your pen if you choose to take manual notes. You can enter your text box. And you can set if you want to see how you want to see those notes as well.
And remember, these are because you've logged in personally, all of this is personal only to you. Everybody's, while it's a public agenda, they can't see anything you're doing here.
As this page is an image, it's not going to allow me to highlight the text. But we can do that on any other document that's not an image. And if you save it, those notes will be there when you go back into it. Or you can delete them if you don't want them there. Maybe. There we go. If you have other notes you wish to enter, you can enter them in the notes field, and those are the notes that will show up in your notes tab in a summary. You can move through the agenda going item by item. It's going to tell you what part of the agenda we're at and the header, which department. If there's any attachments, they're always going to be here. And any notes you're going to have are going to be here too. If we scroll too much or too little to go to an item, you can always go to Agenda Details in that top left corner, and it'll take you back to the main agenda. Any documents with attachments, they're always going to be in the attachments. The standard council items, such as the ordinances and bills that previously had the agenda item information form, they will be included on this as well for your summary as of the item. And you can still search and annotate on these documents as well.
You're just gonna
Just
doodle on every
squiggling it, y'all
single-
gonna doodle on everyone.
If you're using the
Because it's-
pen, you might want to know, like if you're in the notes section, or you're gonna go to doodle, you have to hit it with the pen first to get the cursor, just as if you were using your finger on the iPad, so.
At the bottom of this main screen, you're going to find your notes section. Any agenda that you have made notes on, any notes are going to appear here on the right-hand side. Once minutes are approved by council at each meeting, those minutes will be uploaded into the minutes tab as well. And this is my overview, if anybody has any questions.
Do,
Are we gonna be using these instead of those computers?
no, when you're up there, those computers will be up there. If you want them both, one to follow along with, and if you're planning on taking notes, you can have both of them with you. And if you have your own iPad and you're more comfortable bringing that in, of course, you're welcome to do that as well. Because it's
You just need to
individual
download,
logins.
yeah, you just need to download Civic
Yeah.
Plus.
These are primarily just for work sessions.
Yeah.
They can use them up there, but the notes if you need them.
So these will be set out for all work sessions, once we go to using this for the work session agenda as well. The question, which I should have thought of before, is there a way that an individual's notes, if they take notes at the first read, that those would carry forward to the second read, or will they need to go back?
They would most likely need to go back.
Okay. Can we check on that? Any questions? And again, for 3 meetings, we will be duplicating everything.
So
And then we'll-
primarily, what would we be using these for, primarily?
work sessions, sir.
Just work
When
sessions?
we're sitting down here, when you're up there,
Okay.
unless, like I say, unless you're a pen person, then you can ask to have one of these up there along with your computer at the dais.
Okay,
But it'll get a little crowded.
yep.
Really, what I've been doing is, for instance, on like the new business, I go into the curb project, I go into review, and then I go immediately to the agenda item information sheet. That's where I'm taking all my notes, so.
I do have one other option for you. If you wish to view a PDF document of the agenda, if you're on the agenda, the meeting page after login, you can select agenda or packet, and it's going to pull up a PDF document of the complete agenda. It's not going to be an interactive agenda. It's a simple PDF document, but you will be able to annotate here as well. And if you wish to view a PDF of the packet, it's the same way. You could scroll through each page and follow that way. And you can annotate here as well. And it will save it for you.
Any questions? As we continue to move forward, multiple tabs up at the top. Maybe one of your tabs is the PDF of the agenda, so you're following through with that. Click on the other tab for the detail on each of the items as you get to it. Everybody's kind of been, who's been playing with it so far, we've got a lot of different ways that we're taking our shortcuts. And you can bring it up on any device, home or here or these, or you're not just locked in here.
Does it, and it looks the same
Mhm.
everywhere?
I was having trouble earlier on the iPad when I was especially when I was bringing up agenda item information sheets. It was cutting off the far right of the sheet. And so I did what IT always tells us to do. I logged out and logged back in, and it was just fine. And you might want to be real paranoid about, instead of just closing out with the X, make sure you log out, because a board or a commission member the next night might be using your machine.
So,
Yeah, if you feel like you want one-on-one to become an expert, Mr. Murdoch says he's available.
That's not exactly how I worded it, but someone will be available.
Someone will always be available, you know that. I think that's it on this item, sir.
Okay. Everybody good, right? We're all experts now, okay. It will take some getting used to, I understand, but hopefully it'll be useful. For those of you who like to take notes as we go along, be helpful. See, what else do we need to do? What else is on the agenda tonight?
Executive
Wait a minute, let me look it up here. So we have one item under work session. So let's review that. Erica Hill was the speaker. Okay, got that. I took no notes. So obviously we're done with that part of the, do we have reason to go into executive session?
sir.
We do, okay.
So if we log out and going back in on a different one, go to us, the notes we made or scribbled will still be there?
It's
We don't
your,
erase
it's
them?
your individual discrete accounts.
Now, Don, Doug, stuff I'm drawing all night, I get
Just
rid of
We,
that?
no,
Just for you.
we can. All right, yeah, we'll bring it up.
so you have to.
I'm gonna
put a
comment on
little
that.
disc.
Yes, you have to save it. If you're in the attachment, you'll have to save it. However, the notes field on the item page, it automatically saves.
Okay, I was asked if we had anything under other, and I think Mr. Holman has something. Mr. Holman? You want to turn your microphone on there?
So I would like us to consider something that I brought up years ago. Staff had done some research on that, and that is a council-directed recognition, maybe in the form of some type of medallion or something like that for people who have done exceptional things for the city. We talked about it, Mr. Fairborn remembers, a number of years ago. I think you were here then, weren't you? And I don't think there was any real opposition, it just kind of fell off the table.
Yeah, we categorically, I think we were trying to determine what would that look like, and I'm not sure there was any follow-up on that. to be
Yeah, I'd like to just revisit it. If staff, I don't know if they want to dust off the old notes, maybe add something to it, and we could talk about it, but I think it's got value, especially in light of what just happened, right? So it might be something we want to consider, so.
Well, it's like
that's
I
all I
was
have.
telling you, I asked Jay to give me a write-up on the 3 coins, because it was kind of his idea. And he, by the way, you did a great job on that. I appreciate that. It was very informative. I'm looking to come up with a nice little pamphlet that talks about the 3 coin set, and using that 3 coin set as an appreciative type, presentation, along with an explanation of what the meanings of those coins are. Because it is a great presentation packet. I don't know if any of you have gotten one yet or not, but they're kind of cool. And Jay did a great job on the meaning of each of those coins. So I've asked Melissa to put together a nice brochure so that when we do present those to people in appreciation for the work that they've done voluntarily or otherwise here for the community, we can give that those coins out. Because the 3 coin set, I think, is held in higher esteem than just handing a coin. The 3 coin set is almost like an award in and of itself. And that's probably why we didn't look into the medallion thing, is that we ordered those and got those in, and we we rarely give those out. I've only given them out on 2 or 3 occasions to folks here at City Hall, but not even in a council meeting. But I do think that that would be a meaningful gift for people to be, you know, if we're appreciative of the effort that they put out. And frankly, in the last 2 years, there's some wonderful community people out there that we probably need to offer some recognition to. But yeah, Kevin.
Thank you. Jay, I think we should look into having some kind of a award from the council. My question to you is, how do you envision, is that somebody nominates somebody and the council votes on it, or how do you envision that mechanism for that?
The impetus for me wanting us to create something like that was right now the only, outside of the challenge coin set, which we came up with later, the only way we have to honor somebody, the analogy I gave was somebody saves a baby from a burning car. It doesn't happen very often, right? But the best we could do for them right now is a piece of paper with the mayor in front of the city council at a meeting. Yeah, proclamation, right? And so it's not bad, but something with a little more pomp and circumstance, something with a little bit of real material to it to kind of give meaning to that. And so that was kind of my idea, and we might have, I know we talked about maybe 1 or 2 different ones depending upon the level of service or the level of the act. And we didn't explore that to great length. I know staff, like I said, did have some background on that. It's been so long, I don't remember exactly what all we got. Jan had brought some physical examples in, I think, from KCMO PD, which were kind of nice. And, but anyhow, that was just kind of the thought behind that, and I think it's worth looking into again anyhow. So.
Okay. Yes, Sonia?
So do we still have coins?
We do. We have the
So
3 coin set.
I guess I'm just
I have
wondering.
them in my office if you ever needed
Do we have a
them or
lot
the
of
sets.
them?
I actually just told him, I'll do an inventory. I would say we probably have 4 or 5 dozen of the 3 coin sets, and then we do have some individuals, individually wrapped ones as well, packaged ones as well, but I'll do an inventory tomorrow so that you all know how many we have.
So this would be more of an official thing, like Kevin said, where we all would nominate or vote on someone. So then what would we use the coins for? I guess I thought that when we talked about the medallion or some kind of something to recognize people, I thought that's what the coins were.
Well,
I didn't realize it was a ball that had been dropped.
Go ahead.
We ordered those in bulk. Those are more of something to recognize somebody more on the spur of the moment. Yeah, I like Kevin kind of alluded to, and I didn't answer your question very well, but I would envision this as being a scenario where the council, this is an award from the council, much like you might get the American Freedom Medal or at the federal level, a Congressional Medal of Honor, even for a civilian, used for really high-end events. We wouldn't need to order a bulk of them. We would have a few on hand, and then the council would have to pass us. It would have to pass by vote to award someone that type of recognition, and then to me would be presented on our behalf by the mayor. Mm-hmm. But like I said, a true act, if you will. Whereas the coins can become we can give those out as a symbol of appreciation for good work. If that makes sense.
Yeah, Tom?
So would those be more of like a necklace, something you put on, wear to one? For the,
Potentially.
see, like we did with the Raymore Peculiar Optimist, what I did last year and created, like we had a Raymore officer, for the above and beyond what he had done, and when he invited him in for breakfast, I'd got the information, and then we'd had a little plaque that I had made up at Dean's, and on there had a basic of what he had done, and when he came in, we told him and talked about it, then he got to talk about himself, but we gave him that plaque that morning in honor of what he did on this particular day, time, so kind of like the same thing. Yeah, I'm telling you, all the ones I've given to you last year, the officers and Raymore and Peculiar, I run into those guys even like Saturday, and they still tell me, like Parker over there, and he's still excited. This meant the world to these guys. The officer from Raymore, it was like he told me, this is one of the best things that ever happened to me, that you gave me something like this for something I did just doing my job. And he still talks about it when I run into him. He's still excited a year later about getting this, though it does represent a lot, especially if people do a great thing, whether it's in the police department or the city, somebody does something, it really sticks with them. I think it's a great idea.
Did you have something, Ryan? Did you have, oh, you didn't have anything, okay. So, yeah.
I was leaning forward.
Just leave- Okay. Yeah, I think we can look into that. We wouldn't necessarily be creating a new award that hasn't been done in maybe another community. I mean, I think we can do some research and find something and try to replicate it. Yeah, okay. Sure, well, I agree.
And with that, also define a process?
I think we would have to.
I think you do have to
I mean,
define a
I'm just-
process.
I guess the other
Sure.
thing I'm thinking is, so how many opportunities in the time you've been on council have you wished you had something to give to someone? What kind of, you gave the one idea of what might happen, but I'm feeling like maybe we need some definition around it as well.
We were actually working on that, as I recall.
Okay, very good.
Let me dust this off. This is.
Thank you.
There you go. All right. All right, well, if there, anybody have anything else? Yeah, Tom?
And so the questions we're asking is exactly the kind of stuff, that's why I want to look into it, is can we define something that we want and find out those kind of questions? But to me, yeah, anybody's eligible, depending upon the level of service that we define or the level of the event. Could be an employee, could be a civilian, could be somebody that's not even a citizen of the community, depending upon what they had done on behalf of the city or, you know, that assisted the city in a great endeavor. That's my thought. No.
No.
When an event happened, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Sonia brings up a good point. It'd probably be fairly seldom
Yeah.
that would occur, but something that would be, you know,
Yeah.
have some meaning to it. Sure. All right. Anybody else? If not, we'll go ahead and we do have reason to move into executive session for
Litigation and land acquisition.
litigation. Litigation and land acquisition, all right.
Stand here, go on.
Oh, we can stay out here. You're gonna make the motion?